What's up YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something very exciting to share with everybody, and that is, in my opinion, the holy grail of the 4th gen 4Runner, the almighty V8 4-wheel drive 4Runner. This car I bought out of Florida. It's been in Winter Haven, Florida, which, if you guys know or are familiar, it's kind of middle of the state, which is in Florida. If you're going to buy something, that's where you want it. It's kind of the middle of the state and not on either of the coasts. This particular car is a one-owner vehicle. It's got just over 136,000 original miles on it. I have just done the timing belt water pump service in preparation for the sale. Also went ahead and replaced both CV axles as the boots were torn and there was some grease coming around in there as they normally do. And just want to take a few minutes today, show you this car, show you my passion for these cars. I've owned one of these cars. I had an 08 V8 4-wheel drive Limited for quite some time that, quite frankly, I wish I didn't sell. So for those of you that aren't familiar, you know, to me, this is the baby Land Cruiser. Even more than the GX, this just in the 100 series Land Cruiser line, this feels very similar to a 100 series Land Cruiser for everyday driving. So just wanted to do a quick video. I'm gonna pull this thing outside and we're gonna walk around it. I'm gonna show you some of the features on the car and then go over the overall condition and just do a nice little walk around video for everybody so they know what this car is. And without further ado, let's pull it out and see what we got. All right, so here we are. We got the 4Runner outside, and we'll start by just kind of going over some of the cons on the car. I think we should start there. Go ahead and put those out there for everybody so they know, you know, what I think the cons are of this car. And for those of you who don't know, I have been very involved with this car from the get-go. I bought it, I got it here, I got it ready. So I know what the car is. Obviously, as I said a minute ago, I've owned multiple Gen 4 4Runners, super familiar with them. So again, just gonna start off with the cons and then we'll kind of start moving around the rest of the vehicle. So for those of you who don't know, on these Sport Edition 4Runners, these wheels are polished aluminum, and the clear coat that they spray on the top of them when they come from the factory is not thick at all. So, you know, as time goes on, people spray stuff on them, get stuff on them, you'll start to see that clear start to peel, and that's what these wheels are doing. I think this one, the driver's front wheel, is in the best condition of all four. But nonetheless, for transparency reasons, I just want to show, and it's very minor, you know, but I'm picky, I'm a picky person, and these are things I would want to know about, especially as a sight unseen purchase, which I don't know that that's how this will go, but that's how a lot of these hard to find Toyota SUVs do go. My Land Cruisers, LXs, you know, 4Runners like this, etc. So as you see right on the spoke of the wheels, you can see very lightly where the clear is starting to peel off. And I think that most people considering this car or that would buy it are going to be replacing the wheels anyway. So it might not be a big deal, but these are the flaws that I would want somebody to know about purchasing it, whether they were local or at a distance. All right, so that's the first thing. Second thing, again, is very minor. The factory Toyo Guard plastic that they put on the bottom of the doors, if you're familiar with the Gen 4s, they put this plastic. It's basically a rock guard on the bottom of these doors. And this one was taken off at some point, and they never cleaned any of the adhesive off. So what you're seeing there is however long this amount of dirt, road grime, things like that that stuck to the adhesive when they took the plastic off. And this is your result. So I tried, let me move to the other side. I had my detailers try to get it off. It's very thick and it's almost dried on there. You see, we got 90% of it off the rear door, but a lot of it is still there, and kind of what's done to the bottom of the door is done. So in my opinion, the way to correctly fix this would either be get somebody local to you that sells wraps, vehicle wraps, things like that, and have them custom make you a little wrap that goes from the front door cladding to the rear door cladding that's white, and put that over it, or you take it to a body shop, let them DA it off, and they paint the claddings. You would not have to paint the doors, the metal part of the doors, but both of the plastic claddings would have to be painted. All right, so that's con number 2 for me. Again, very minor, easily fixable, nothing mechanical. That's the important stuff. Anything mechanical, I'm always gonna sort. I'm never gonna sell anything with any kind of mechanical issues that I know about. And we'll get into that in a minute about what we've done mechanically to the car a little more in detail. The third thing and last thing that I would report, the lift gate only opens when the car is running. Now, I have had one other Gen 4 in 11 years that also the door only opened when the car was running. Not just the power on, the car has to be running for it to open. Some might say that's not a big deal, some might not like that. The last car that I had this happen to, went to my personal mechanic. He couldn't figure it out. We replaced everything. The lock actuator, the latch itself, nothing fixed it. Took it to Toyota. They couldn't figure it out. So I sold it like that. And that's how this one's going, because it's doing the exact same thing. So again, there might be a thread out there that I'm missing on what this possibly could be, but I haven't seen anything, and I wasn't able to rectify it on the other car that I had. So I'm going to turn the car off as it is now. Nothing, no power. So again, that would be con number 3. It does work, but only when the car is on and running, not just the power on and running. Oh, well, let me hit the unlock button. Sorry. And there you go. So that's the cons of the car. Mechanically, again, it's been inspected by my personal mechanic who does all of our Toyota work. I do take a lot of my inventory to Toyota for light maintenance, oil changes, brakes, things like that, just for time. But my personal mechanic is well versed in these cars. I trust very much, and he just is. I like him working on these 4.7s better than I do the manufacturer personally, because I know him and I know he's going to be honest with me. So again, we went through, the car has had a recent oil change, it's had recent brake work. We did go through, do the timing belt, do the water pump, tensioner. The serpentine belt had been recently changed, so that is still the one that was on the car when I bought it. CV axles were torn, or the right side was torn. Left side was still good, but I just had him go ahead and just do both of them at the same time. Let me see if I can get my phone to work here. Actually, I'll do this in a minute. Gonna take my phone out of, there we go. All right, now we'll get back to the CV axles. So as you see, new there, new there. Again, this is a one-owner car, bought out of Florida. Fantastic service history. Was serviced at Toyota in Winter Haven for much of its life. It did see some time at some independent shops and random oil change places, but lots of good detail service history on the Carfax about this car. You know, if you're not familiar, these cars are becoming unicorns. It's not that often that you see V8 four-wheel drives with this kind of mileage for approaching a 20-year-old car with under 140,000 miles, for it to be a one owner, the condition that's in, from the South, not corroded. You know, it's kind of a unicorn. And if you're looking for that car or have been waiting for that car, this is that car. So I was really excited to find it, to buy it, to get it ready, and now offer it to my customer base. So and that includes you watching this video. So we'll go around, walk around the outside real quick. We'll go on the inside, and then I'm going to do a quick drive up the street. We should be good to go. So start off on the front bumper. You know, if you're familiar with these Gen 4s, these headlights usually at some point need to be replaced. These are the factory original headlights, which to me is crazy that there's no cracking, there's no peeling, there's no nothing going on with these headlights. And these are the original sport headlights. Same thing with the grille. This is the kind of that dark chrome grille that they put on the sports. A lot of times you'll see on the main bar over here and over here, you'll start to see some bubbling, or even up here you'll start to see some bubbling. I mean, this grille's in perfect condition. It's not all pitted up from rocks and things like that. Same thing with this headlight here, just phenomenal shape. Really clean car. Same thing with the hood. And this is, the paint coat on this car is 056. It's natural white. I don't know if the 05 to 03s had super white, or you could get super white on some of them, 040, but nonetheless. So we'll kind of walk down the side of the car. Claddings are in fantastic shape. They're not all chewed up, excuse the helicopter. They're not all chewed up like a lot of them get when they are parked in parking lots and they get chipped up and nicked up and all that. It's a good shot of the panels down the side of the car. Roof. There's a few little minor dents up there. Not anything major, what I would consider major, but nonetheless, a few little minus paintless dent removal type dents. Rear bumper, factory hitch and wiring. Hatch is in good shape. Your nameplate up here that usually fades out and peels, it's in good shape. A few little minor touch-up spots right here. In the cargo area, phenomenal shape. A little bit of wearing going on here, tad bit over here, but overall, all things considered, very, very good condition. And you got your privacy cover as well. Tools and jack are intact. I'm gonna leave that up actually. shot of the hood. Again, a few little spots that have been professionally touched up. Right up here on the corners where they normally get chipped. A few little minor rock chips here. Where else were they? A few right here. One right here. And unless I'm missing something, I think that was the main point, but mirrors in fantastic shape. Pillars are in great shape. And what we'll do real quick is we will walk around and do a VIN sticker check. All right, so first place, a lot of people don't look here. First place I like to look, right there, on the end of the bumper support itself. This is if you get hit, obviously the bumper cover is not doing anything, but your support that attaches to the frame right there is. And as you see, there's your VIN sticker for that. Another thing that I'll point out, 4th gens that have been in a rusty environment, whether it be up north or even in some seaside areas in the south, all of this will become very rusty because you have air and salt and debris coming right through the grill into all of this. Specifically, this, I don't know that I'd call that, it's part of the core support, but just all of this up here will become very rusty. And as you see, everything looks like it's in great shape. All these silver fittings are usually rusty, and bolts, and so, you know, obviously a nice touch to this car. No corrosion on any of the brake boosters, which usually get very corroded on these cars. The top of the aprons, because these holes are exposed, usually get tons of rust and corrosion. Everything looks to be in great shape over here. A little dirty back here, but most importantly, no rust. Same thing over here. All right, original hood sticker, fender sticker, fender sticker. Now, I don't know what this is. I think maybe there was some corrosion from the battery at one point that got on here and discolored that. Because you see when you lift up the molding, it cuts it off. So for those of you wondering, that's not rust. That's just some kind of discoloration that I think happened from the battery at some point. But again, fender sticker. So to recap on that, front bumper support original, hood original, fender original, fender original. Factory sticker. And these stickers cannot be reproduced or bought. Left rear door, left quarter, lift gate. Now I can shut it. Right rear door. And you want to make sure, obviously, the numbers are matching. 075 is what the last 3 of the VIN is. Right quarter. And right front door. So, you know that all the panels are original on this car. I don't see any paintwork on this car. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty familiar, and I don't see any evidence of any paintwork on this car. This is a super clean, in my opinion, really hard to find unit, and is just in fantastic shape for all things considered. I wish I could have a warehouse full of these, but unfortunately, they're just not available like they used to be. But nonetheless, I'm excited to share this with my customer base and those of you watching. So we'll go through the inside real quick. Woo! This does have the optional JBL audio, and I'm sure you saw a second ago, it does have a sunroof. So for the sport package, this is very well equipped. And again, this thing is in great shape. Slight discoloration on the silver trim, which is not abnormal. Outside of that, Door panels are in fantastic shape, not all scratched or gouged up or anything like that. Glove box isn't all scratched and gouged up like a lot of times they get. Dash is in good shape. Carpet's in great shape. Let's lift that up. Seat trim, I mean, look how nice all the seat trim is. This seat doesn't look like it's been sat in much. I mean, I don't know what else you want for a Gen 4 than what this car is, genuinely. And I know that's easy for me to say I'm selling it, but I'm also an enthusiast. And this is a good one. Again, slight discoloration up here. Again, on these sports, they have this silver trim, not unusual to see. But most importantly, door panels, not all scuffed up. There is a minor little scratch right here, but outside of that one, great shape. Window rolls down from rear switch. Backs of these seats look brand new. Again, carpet back here, fantastic condition, not all stained out like most of them are these days. You know, you don't think, it's hard to believe these cars are almost 20 years old. Again, look at this seat, look at the padding. I mean, it doesn't look like it's been sat in much, genuinely. Seat belts, look at the seat belts. That's another thing, when the seat belts get trashed, good luck getting them clean. So just a really, really nice condition car. Carpet under the seat. Woo, looking good. All right, we've already been through the cargo area. Door panel, a few little slight discolorations right here. A few little tiny little nicks right here. I did not want to repair these because they might look worse than they are. But since all this is original, you can't replicate this material. And I don't want to mess with that, so I just left it. Most importantly, the panel's great shape. Look at that. I mean, same thing here though. Side of the seat looks like it hasn't been sat in much. Look at that. I mean, what a car. Back of the seat, back of the console. Headliner. Rear window. Most important part, driver's side. Look at that seat. Look at the plastic, the carpet, the kick plate. I mean, come on. There is something right here in this general area that I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just wear. It's not a stain. I think it's just wear. But there's a good view of it. But again, we're talking about almost a 20-year-old car. But all in all, look at that seat. Look at that plastic. Carpet. I'm not going to unhook all this, so I'm just going to do this. Great shape. Those of you familiar with Gen 4s also, they tend to get holes in the carpet up here from people's heels and whatnot. Look at that. Nothing. Door panel, slight discoloration throughout. Outside of that, it's in great shape. Window down, auto up. Yeah. But side of the console's in great shape. shift knob's not discolored. A lot of times they will become discolored. Everything works as it should.
Facebook, this is Instagram, this is social media. You're too locked in on Twitter. This is picture of today's reaction time in sports that in the moment.
And it does not have the satellite module installed that is needed to run satellite. If you wanted to do that, you either buy an external unit or you buy an aftermarket unit that will work with this factory radio, which most stereo shops can facilitate there. Volume on the steering wheel. Here's our air. It's nice and cold in here. It's a warm day here, so rear window, watching the, well, let me do it the right way. Sunroof is tilted up. And it is one touch. Seeing them on no hands. Same thing to close. Boom. Okay, let's try to think, what am I missing here? So here's all your gauges. No lights on, seatbelt lights on, normal coolant temperature, a little bit of gas. I said 136,000 miles in the beginning of this video. I got to correct myself, and that's my mind working on a Friday. 138,288 is the mileage. No lights on. JBL speaker up here. Trim is not cracked, which if you know, you know they will crack. All right, so let's go to 4 low. There's our 4-wheel drive switch. We're in 4 high all the time because this is a V8. So we are going to go to low 4. I'm in drive. I'm going to go back to neutral. I'm going to switch to low 4. And we are in low 4. And I'll pull up a little bit for you. Let me put it in drive. Okay. We'll go back to neutral and back to high. There we are. So actuator for the transfer case works as it should, which, if you know, also again can be problematic on these and the 100 specifically. If they haven't been cycled very much as time has gone on, they'll freeze, and then you'll have to either get them unlocked or replace the transfer case. So we're going to take this thing down the street real quick, and I'm going to be quiet right off the rip. Those of you who know, these can be susceptible to wheel bearings, and there's a real easy way to tell if it's bad or not, other than the play in the hub itself, is the whining noise you will get. So we'll get it up to speed a little bit. Sounds like a 4Runner with no wheel bearing issues. So, it's a nice Z06, sir. If you've never driven one of these, you need to, because it is awesome. I'm gonna try to race the Z06, see if he wants some. All right, and I think that is it. But again, I can't stress enough how nice this car is, the overall condition. Find it hard pressed that you'll find another one on the market if this is something you're looking for that has the kind of pedigree, the history that this car has. Just been serviced, one owner car from the South, not rusty. Oh yeah, most importantly, got to get under the undercarriage, right? Again, this does have a nice set of Michelin Defender LTX MSs on it. You can see how much tread's left, and that's a lot. That's exactly how much tread's left. So nothing to worry about there. And again, I feel a lot of you might be changing what's on the car that might be interested in this car from the get-go anyway. And now for the show. Woo! Look how clean, and I mean clean from rust. I don't like to do anything to my undercarriages because when you, even when you clean them, people say, well, what was there before? Well, this is what's there. A lot of dust and some dirt, but no rust. I mean, what else can you ask for on one of these? Does not get much better than that. So I appreciate everybody watching this video. I know it's been a long one, but I really wanted to do a nice video and showcase this car for what it is. Please, if you like what I do, you like my channel, please like and subscribe to these videos and my channel. Does help me out, and it motivates me to keep doing these videos and sharing this cool Toyota inventory with you guys. So this should be online here in the next 24 hours at hilsonluxury.com. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and good luck to anybody moving forward that's interested.